That's weird. My
It's
internet
on.
says I have no internet.
He'll
Clearly I
cost you.
do.
He'll cost you a kidney, but here he is.
Oh.
Sig model.
What's the difference between?
Hello, welcome. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello. For some reason, it says I have no internet, but clearly I do because I'm talking to
Oh, well, we can laws of something.
you. All right. Cool. Says I'm currently offline.
That's impressive.
Amazing.
You're just here through sheer force of will.
Just put
Yeah.
a pair of chug.
Yeah.
Like I wanna join in on the chat, but I can't. Just Chip says I'm offline.
Oh no. Well, Knights of Dice said that his daughter is very excited to see a live stream and says hello.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Hello, hello. Welcome, Vivek. Good to see you.
See if I can finish all 12 ranges tonight.
You'll in Royal Guard base coded.
Look, it's not a question of can I do it. It's a question of will I get bored within an hour and change the paint to something else. I definitely can do it. It's just motivation is the key.
All right. Well, why don't you, Tom?
Well, I've just started the Paths of the Jordan Legendary Legions. I've got a couple of little conversions I've done up for different Royal Guard, so I'm just in the final process now of getting, what is it? I think 3 more painted, and then I'll have a 50 list all up. So I've made the
Cool.
painstaking process of keeping every Royal Guard in a somewhat unique pose from their original 3.
Where are you running in your list?
We've got Thaden, Dernhelm, and Aemir all fully kitted out.
And of course, Bangari Bun. Or whatever his name is.
Ganbury Gan.
Ganbury Gun, there we go.
Yeah.
Bunbury Bun. You just called him like a
Little
dish or something.
dumpling.
Yeah.
I don't listen. I forgot. Okay, I'm sorry. It's my bad. I'm not an expert on drawdown lore.
That's why they're a thematic choice in all army lists, because no one knows anything about them.
Is there's not much information about them. That's the issue.
Exactly.
That's why Tom loves it.
Other than they just really like being by themselves. Isolationists.
And being allied into armies.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite. That's okay, Tom.
And Alexa, what are you working
I
on?
got some Blackroot Rail Rangers. I got this sick banner boy that I painted up earlier today. I don't know if you can see him there. Okay, there he is. Smashing them out. I also have the Breaking of the Fellowship Aragon. So depending on how I go with this, I might just smash him out and leave these for later. That's what I'm doing at the moment. They're good fun. Gonna use them with the fiefdoms, and then if I ever run Gondor, just use them as Gondor Rangers, because why not? Same model, basically. Literally.
Can you hear me?
Yep, there you go.
I think it's because my computer almost went to sleep because I've been picking out brushes and not touching my mouth.
Oh, another true gamer.
I know.
But your computer goes to sleep mode.
Yeah.
It's
I need to put something on full screen here. There we go. What am I working on? I'm working on some Erebor Shield Wolf conversions from Grimhammers. So I'm gonna... Eric's told me to do... They didn't match my army, the ones that I had coloured. Like they were different colours. So I've had to do a dozen new ones. So thanks, Eric, making me repaint stuff. I appreciate that.
But but I'm just giving you what you want all the time, which is small dwarfs. So it is a gift.
He's giving you an excuse to paint dwarfs. How can you complain?
Yeah, as Boromir says, it is.
Let him use this weapon.
Mighty gift.
Is it echoing again?
I'm not sure on the stream on.
Not echoing. I'd love to see the chat, but unfortunately,
It says,
can't even
Knights
get
of
anything
Dice says the guy who was talking about full screen something is echoing.
Oh, that's me.
And then
Okay.
this next person says, Scott, you shouldn't play dwarves. They are stupid.
Oh, is
I
that a
like
bot
that
in
guy.
the chat?
That sounds like our big V, big Rohan V over there, dropping mad knowledge.
I think that might be it there. I think I might have fixed up my echo. Sorry about that.
If only he'd play Sons of Earl, and then he could just make dwarves disappear.
So what are the dwarves for? What army?
Iron Hills. Bit of the old Iron Hills. Old? New? Forge-Rod?
As
Iron
in
Hills?
allied in from Erebol?
Yeah, so these will be Barlin's beefy boys. I can't even work out where my camera's focusing to.
Triple
There we
B
go.
Deluxe.
Yeah, so the army I have utilizes about 10 sword on board, or axe on board dwarves from the army of Thrall, allied in with Barlin for the will point reroll, and then also just like here, suck on some defense 7 like throwaway dwarves that just shield while everything else kills you.
Oh, how dare you! No dwarf is throwaway.
Well, look.
Every dwarf.
Unless it's a very short distance.
Haha.
Very funny.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Look, you play Wozes, you don't get to talk.
The fact
He
that he
still
plays
moves 6.
Wozes, he gets to talk.
It's true. It's
Look, the one time the Wozes have come up against you, we all know how that one went down.
Dwarf's number 1. That's how it went down.
Rerolling ones.
Winning
and then
on
I went down.
threes.
And then I went down on every other number.
don't-
Twos, I think.
It's actually been so long since I've painted something that I've forgotten what color green to use. Like, I don't actually know what my green was.
Moot green base coat.
Have you tried just randomly mixing paints till you get it right?
Yeah, look, we're not quite there yet, but
That's where I start.
I suspect it's a bit of Wagflesh and Warpstone. What's everyone else working on? What are you guys in chat working on?
Oh, Adam's in the chat. Hi, Adam.
Hey. One of the Maya, Adam.
Oh, okay.
Alright, let me see if I can check the chat.
But is
Yes,
this?
there we
Are
go.
your dwarves for a new list, Scott? Or are you just repainting them because
I don't think you've seen
Eric
the
said
list.
so?
Yeah, I'm repenting because Eric said so. Thanks,
Oh.
Eric. But yeah, I don't think you've seen this army. I haven't taken it anywhere apart from I think Vaughn's played against it. I know Chris is in the chat. Hi, Chris. I'm pretty sure that's Chris.
Which one?
Death 1942.
Oh yes. Big CH over here.
Yeah.
Vivek says we'll be working on some Minas Tirith after Charlotte's in bed. Look, man, you're really impressed with how much Minas Tirith you've managed to paint up, and you've got your own what is it, a custom trebuchet going on?
Oh yeah, that looks
Cool.
sick. Yeah,
Very,
very cool.
I'm not sure
What
when
is it?
Charlotte's going to bed, but I'm if it's now, I'll be like, good night, Charlotte. Have a good night.
Not creepy at all. No. Is it the Minas Tirith bug after the crossover with Zorb?
I also noticed you've got them on War of the Ring trays. Have you looked into War of the Ring?
Man, I haven't done any hobby at all like this lockdown. This is kind of the first bit of hobby that I've done in so long.
That's exciting.
Well, you know what kind of got me into it was actually the painting
Hang on.
contest.
Yeah, it's fair.
Like I'm not a.
Have you
obviously
got your
can't
model
win.
for it?
Well, yeah, to be these six dwarves is what I'm doing for this month. I figured it'd be a good way to
And then
kind
just
of.
choose one and chuck it up.
No, just do
It's
all
not gonna be a
six.
You do
single
all of
model.
There's no. It doesn't have to be a single model.
Oh,
Yeah,
It can
it
be as
can
many
any.
or as little as you want.
Can
that
be
would be
as
helpful
many
if I
as you
read.
like. It just has to be finished.
Will I finish it in time? I don't know. I'm not. I don't know about these green sleeves, man. Oh, that's too high. Yeah, I don't know about these green sleeves here.
Let's have a look.
So to answer
It's quite bright.
Tom's question earlier, so what I have here on the screen is my conversions for Black Dragon Cataphracts with an axe upgrade. So obviously, you know, model-wise, they don't actually have lances, but I'd like to think that the little pike hand that I've given him works and functions like an axe weapon swap. I've also got, if you noticed, the faces. I've actually given them these sort of Japanese war masks. So I got those from a kit that Warlord Games used to make, and the shields are actually from a Mongolian kit. So it kind of goes into my like a sort of a more sort of Oriental themed Easterling and Khan army that I've been kind of plugging away at for quite a while now. I have actually taken this army sort of unpainted to a tournament before, that being a escalation league, escalation style tournament. Didn't do very well, mainly because I think you know, Eastlings kind of suffer a bit in terms of their effectiveness for their points, especially when you start having very points heavy things like these cataphracts that I ended up converting up. So not only am I paying extra points for the Black Dragons, but also another point for the Axes. So
That's alright, Eric. Now that you've got Black Dragon Acolytes as the best two attack model in the game, like, what can you complain
look,
about?
I actually think the Acolytes have great potential.
I agree. That's why I wrote a list with 30 of them. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I think
What?
they're-
Say that
You know
again.
what? Wait, what? There's like a list. It's like 750 points. You bring like Kamul. Let me find the list. I think it's like Kamul, Amdor, and like a War Priest. Put Kamul and Amdor on horses, obviously. War Priest on a horse, and you bring like 40-ish models, like 30 Black Dragons and like 10 Pikes or something like that. It's something like that. That's roughly it, 750.
I just want to point out there that old mate Death 1942 just said that Eastlings are sexy, and my response to you would be, man, you must be fun at parties, right? Like, because clearly dwarves are better.
Anyway, moving on from the dwarf propaganda. I think these things are pretty cool. There you go.
But dwarves are just cooler.
It's well, you know, with the new book that has been announced, it is going to be a showdown between Eastlings and dwarves.
And
the
look, listen, I played that showdown and it didn't go well for the Easterlings.
Look, I'm really eager to see what else they're going to add, if anything, extra for.
We'll see what the Legendary Legion does. That'll be the interesting question, right?
Legendary Legion, and I think with Eastlings, they do need a little bit of love in terms of the hero department.
Yeah.
So maybe something like a mid-range hero. They've got, you know, great beat stick heroes and like decent troop leaders, but you know, something with
at 110, a 110 pointish 3 mitre.
Yeah, be pretty nice.
Wait, say that again. 110 3 might. What?
Yeah.
Normally 3 might only cost 65 points.
Yeah.
So, you know.
No one said anything about defense 9 though, Scott.
Defense 9. That's what I hear when I hear these lesser races complaining.
That's okay.
Those helmets do have a massive echo to them, so that's fair.
Oof.
Just little fish tanks walking around.
Yeah. They're in their diving suits.
Yeah.
Mr.
Well, if we're
Rupert
going to dive
Crossley-
deep, we need to have this protection.
Rupert Crossley says, who we got streaming? So they've got myself, Eric. We got Scott, the Dwarf Lord.
Hey.
Got Alexa from the
Hello.
podcast, and we got Tom, the well known for his large collection of trees,
merchandise.
trees and widgets.
I feel like it's like a Yo
What?
Dog moment. Like, Yo Dog, I heard you like trees.
Yeah, like
So I
I
printed
think.
600 of them.
Yeah, well, for those who were at the event that we ran in Chatswood a year and a bit ago, actually, I think, was it? Or year?
It
Yeah,
would
let's
be,
be.
no, it's almost a year now.
Almost a year, right? Jeez. You would know that most of the trees were provided by
Tom Draw
Tom here.
Enterprises.
Yeah,
Mm.
Mr. Tom over here.
I remember that day with just bags of
Yeah,
trees.
bags of fluff.
And then Eric trying to be Salt Bay and putting garnish on all the tables.
I think garnish is very important.
Hey, look, it looked great. You know, I wasn't a believer until afterwards, and I'm like, you know what? He's right.
This works.
Telling you, believe in the garnish. Okay. What are you working on, Rupert? Any Lord of the Rings you want to share?
How's that last going, Mr. Roops?
Very true.
From memory, you are doing the competition as well. So, for those that don't know, you're up against some stiff competition here. To Rupert Crossley, very good painter. Oh, he's not doing any Lord of the Rings. Very sad, but it's hobby related, so still good.
Mechanicus board. That's exciting.
So, okay. A tangent from Lord of the Rings. If it's a Mechanicus board, I'm going to throw it out to you, Rupert. Which Forge world are you basing your board on? Very important question. It's working on his alerts. Very cool. A little bit of delay here.
Yeah, we do have a 30-second delay, right?
Did you add it on top of the natural delay?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, I didn't.
That's fine.
Pretty sure it's a basic one.
So,
Were the Rangers
yeah,
of the
go on.
North around it with the Eastlings? Like, will they be part of this expansion at all? Do you reckon?
Rangers of
something-
the North?
Yeah, in any way?
No, I don't think so.
It's the wrong part. I wonder if is
Yeah.
Khan going to Khan's there, right?
It's debatable. So, Khand is as a reference to. I'm going to put my law hat on.
Oh, here
As
we
a
go.
reference, was not actually present in the War of the Ring. So they're only really referenced in relation to the Wainwrighter invasions and stuff like that. So I don't think they actually participate. If you would, I don't think they directly participate in War of the Ring, other than it would make sense they would have, right? So GW has and they've kind of designed it in some of their scenarios in the past to add Khand into War of the Ring. So yeah, I don't actually think they would add Khand to War in the North, because Khand geographically is actually quite south of Rune. So it wouldn't really make sense for Khand to actually go there. In fact, they will probably march with the Mordor forces in the War of the Ring. So
Do you know?
that's my take on it. But other people might have a different interpretation of it.
Do you know what would be cool, but is not lore accurate? Would be Dunland, actually.
Well, I believe a lot of people that have interpreted War of the Ring include a lot of sort of wildmen or like tribesmen or that sort of thing.
Generic
So
ones.
with Easterlings, it's not necessarily one sort of faction. It's a conglomerate, right? Well, that's how Tolkien kind of described them. So in the game, you've got the main Easterling factions, but you can also add all sorts of like cool, allied factions that would naturally join with the forces
Are we
of
able to put up a
Easterlings.
map? I have one here.
Yeah, if you've got a good one. That's another thing. There's a lot of bad Tolkien maps out there.
What do you want, like a generic profile for just men? So you can make.
Look, you can probably use Dunland profiles, probably not the named guys, or you could proxy their profiles as one of your like named.
Start again.
to see in the book. You also have
All right. Not to
the
cut you off
different-
again. Sorry, guys.
Yep.
All that sound issues, it should be fixed now. That was me.
Okay. there we
Now
go.
let's try number 3 because I had to slide it down. I had it
Okay.
muted and the slider was all the way down, so I unmuted it and left the slider down.
Is this just
Okay.
because they didn't start talking about dwarves? to
Yeah,
start off
I'm just
the
like,
segment?
look, as soon as you said elf, I'm just like, whatever, I'm out. Like, just
Oh.
interest
This
zero.
is not what the
This
people
is the
want.
third time I'm going to have to
Yeah. Hey,
explain
look,
this.
you've had some rehearsals here. I'm
Okay.
working it. Look, all I've got is right here is the one area that counts. It's like Iron Hills, Erebor, and then Moria somewhere over here. Like just.
Yeah. So let's jump into some speculation about the book. So with War in the North, it's kind of a blanket term for the conflict that occurs outside of Gondor and Rohan during the War of the Ring. So basically, we've got the main event, that being the Easterlings marching on Erebor. This is significant because during The Hobbit, Gandalf and the dwarves and Bilbo and all that got rid of Smaug. So this creates a bit of a threat for Sauron. So he has to kind of send armies to go and deal with that. Otherwise, making his conquering of the free peoples anyway much more difficult. This culminates in a battle right outside called the Battle of Dale. So I assume that's probably going to be a scenario which involves a river crossing. Spoilers, King Brand loses that battle and he has to fall back and fight a last stand with Dane Ironfoot before the gates of Erebor. So we're probably going to see scenarios like that as well. So you've got the main events, but that's really just 2, possibly 3 scenarios. I'm assuming this is going to be a big book, so we're probably going to get some scenarios that involve like Thranduil's Halls, maybe some border skirmishes. I'm not sure if we're going to get a Legendary Legion, given that Thranduil's Hall's army bonus is basically a Legendary Legion level of power. But we'll see. And also, we may get some scenarios focused around the pushback that Lothlorien does against the forces of Dol Guldur. So, again, in the War of the North, not only did the Eastlings march out, but you had the remnant forces left behind by Sauron from Dol Guldur, harassing, harassing Mirkwood, harassing Lorien. So we may get a scenario that involves Celeborn and Galadriel, marching out and finally defeating the forces of Dol Guldur as well. So I don't know. Pretty
I
exciting
wonder
stuff.
if we'll see some scenarios taking place to the west or the south. Sorry, to the east. To the east. So obviously, there's not a lot of landmarks, I suppose, in the Brown Lands and Daggerlad, but it is all Rune. So we just don't know what Rune looks like, right, from the map work that we have. But it just be interesting to see.
Yeah. I think this map is I believe a fan drawn one. There is other maps that show you a little bit more to the east of Rune. But to be honest, there's not much to talk about east of Rune anyway, because Tolkien never really went into it. However, with the latest release from the Tolkien estate, that being Natural Histories of Middle-earth, he does reveal a lot more information about dwarves in general. So in the past, you've got your 7 houses, 7 clans of dwarves, and he actually goes into in one of his letters which clans actually settle in the mountains that are near the Sea of Rune. So you've actually got essentially Easterling dwarves sitting right, if you look at the map, just the Sea of Rune. To the east of that is a mountain range, and that's where they settled. We don't really know much more about that, but we know that they are there. And another, cool little bit of new lore that was, revealed in this new book is that at the Battle of Anzan Nulzabar, that being the battle that the dwarves tried to retake Moria after losing Erebor to Smaug, all 7 houses of dwarves were actually present at that battle to kind of support during the line of Durin. They lost that battle, and one of the key reasons why they lost and didn't really push into Moria was that because Thrall was slain at the battle, they were very demoralized, and they actually, in the sort of official canon, it was Dane that looked into Moria and saw the Balrog, so he's like, guys, let's not go in. But it was actually more of a concerted sort of council of everyone kind of looked at each other and was like, oh, I'm pretty sure we can't take that Balrog.
Yeah,
So
axes
all
are no
kind of-
more use here.
yeah, so they kind of just all kind of disbanded from that point.
Look, I just want to fact check you there that dwarves actually won that battle.
In what universe?
It was what we call a
In the
Pyrrhic
cinematic.
a Pyrrhic victory, because they did manage to wipe out all of the goblins in the mountain range. That's why it's called the War of the Orcs and the Goblins, right? So pretty sure that after they won the battle, then Dane looks and he's like, yeah, nah, there's a Balrog on there. We can't, like, I think there's the actual quote is we don't have the weapons for like the strength of arms to deal with this. Like,
Strength of arms or length of arms?
Just like, look, dwarves look like gorillas, right? But yeah, no, I'm going to fact check you on that. I'm pretty sure the dwarves won. It was a Pyrrhic victory, and then they saw that the Balrog's still in there, and they're like, well, let's not.
Is victory actual victory unless you've achieved your goals?
Look, if you hold the field of battle, you're technically the winner, right?
Death 1942 asks, didn't the Blue Wizards contact them? So this is an interesting area to kind of speculate and do all sorts of things, extrapolate on what's known. The Blue Wizards are known to go into the east. Their mission was very, very much the same as all the other wizards, is to kind of support the free peoples and keep them from falling to the influences of Sauron and the cult of Morgoth and just being bad people in general. But we don't really know much more than that. However, one cool thing that we do know is Tolkien has actually confirmed the names of the 2 blue dwarves. And then they're very the names are actually different to what we originally thought they were, which is what GW actually uses in some of their supplements. So it's going to be interesting to see if they actually change their names. I don't know what the licensing is like in something like that. But yeah, we actually have confirmation of names.
Now, you just said blue dwarves. I assume that you mean
Blue Wizards.
Blue Wizards, right? Because I was about to get really excited.
Blue dwarves.
Like, oh, tell me more.
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah, tell me more.
Yeah, so that's a bit of
a journey in Middle Earth there.
Bit of a lore dump, I think.
Everyone loves a good lore dump.
And I think the good news is that Charlotte's actually asleep. So, well done.
Yeah.
I think Eric's going for the speed record on that.
Yeah.
I don't remember how I painted anything, hey? I'm so like, it's been some time since I've had to actually paint a dwarf. That sounds weird, doesn't it? I haven't painted a dwarf for ages.
You haven't painted much.
No, I did a whole BFG fleet.
Not in the lockdown.
No, I haven't painted since lockdown started.
That's the thing with lockdown alpha. It's just a motivation drainer.
It just kills life. Like, I wouldn't think. I gotta say my next words very carefully.
We're getting echo, guys. we go.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
go.
would be me.
Scotty. I don't know about you, but I've done a lot of hobbies this lockdown. I'm smashing it.
Alright, that
Yeah, I
should
feel like
fix
my
it.
productivity's actually jumped up.
Nah, no, mine is not.
I've smashed all my Stormcast. Smashed a bunch of Thousand Suns commission stuff. Started on Mr. Marbo. Painted a bunch of Dale. Started this now.
Mm,
What else have I done? I painted Mr. Lucky. Here he is. Everyone community model. There he is. Great.
very cool.
I had a lot. Did some bust work as well. Doing a lot.
Been hitting the gym.
Nope. But that's not my MO right now.
Look, man, you can't expect to roll dice real well if you don't have the muscles to flex on people.
Okay, listen. I'll just hit the gym with one arm, and then that's it.
That's my cosplay one time. Anytime the next competition that has lots of points for dress ups, I'm going to come as Garan Bruigan and just aggressively point at people every time it's their turn.
I never want to see that.
Oh my god. Oh no.
The thing is, you can't, because you'll be chasing after me with your 5-inch move, and I'll be over 6 inches away. Stalk unseen.
Big C asks, "Who's bottom left?" That is me. If you recognize this voice, then you would know and recognize it is me, Eric.
I don't know what colours to do for Aragon. Not sure.
Is that the Ranger model?
It is the Breaking of the Fellowship.
Okay. I am a purist, and I think anything that involves a movie pose, an iconic movie pose, I'd like to paint it like movie correct.
I am not that, so that's not going to happen. I mean, wait, where's my...
That's my feeling on the subject.
That's fair. No,
It's
that's
very, very specific, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, if it's an army, go hog wild. But I find like those really sort of special vignette type sets, painting them classic is the way to go.
Well, I don't know the rest of the Fellowship, of the Breaking of the Fellowship, so I'm not too worried.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
I just got him, and he's most likely going to end up being a Ranger's army, if anything.
That's the one with the hunting dagger?
Yeah, the one with the little knife to his chest. It's great. I think it's one of his best sculpts. I like it a lot.
What am I painting? I'm painting Easterlings. Look at those. Easterling cataphracts.
Let's find some inspiration.
These have been sitting converted but unpainted for a long time. So, with the Dicebearers painting event, good time to get them out of the way.
Do you want to tell us what the prizes are for the Dicebearers painting event there, Eric?
Well, to make it simple for the first Dicebearers painting event prize, we're going to have not one, but two people, two lucky people are going to get prizes.
Two talented people.
Yeah, two hard-working people.
Yes.
So you have the first place is going to be receiving a $80 gift voucher, and the runner-up is going to be receiving a $40 voucher.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Whoa.
To purchase their favorite hobby place. So yeah, that's the prize for this time. We do have more prizes and stuff in sort of how should I say?
In the pipeline.
In the pipeline, yeah, that's right. Oh, it's been a long day, guys.
That's all right. That's why I'm here.
I spent just as an aside, I spent pretty much the whole day like looking at numbers. So I think even without an accounting degree, I think I'm an accountant now. I think I qualify as an accountant.
Like that.
Just imagining you coming out of the Matrix, just that scene of I know Kung Fu.
Yeah.
So
Big C says, for your Khand, look, it could be allied into my Khand. This is actually an army that I started before I worked on the Khand. It's actually an Eastling force, but it does have its color scheme actually matches to the Khand, so it's going to be one big cohesive force in the end, and I can kind of pick and choose. Rupert asks, will the Dicebearers themselves be eligible? Look, we're gonna jump in to show off what we're painting, but we won't be eligible for prizes, unfortunately. Just to keep things.
I think that's
kinda
very
clear.
fortunate because that would be sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be very odd, wouldn't it, guys? But in the spirit of competition, we're still gonna put in our best effort.
Already
Yeah.
smashed that curtain for it. It's good.
Yeah, looking good.
I have so much painting to do. I don't wanna. I just wanna play.
yeah. I wanna
Soon
play.
enough. Soon enough.
Yes, October 17, right?
I don't know
Freedom
exactly
Day.
what date it is. Sure, let's go with that.
Apparently, you can have a picnic with 5 people if you're all vaccinated.
No, I'm pretty sure you can be in the same household.
Well, look, you can't live with me. I'm sorry.
I don't want to.
That's where I draw the
I would
line.
rather
Yeah.
not. I don't listen. Living with someone that slow, 5 inches, I can't deal with it.
Yeah,
I
look,
just
man, it's not
want to
the-
see someone desperate enough for games that they go for a walk with someone holding a magnetic board that they move the
I mean,
move the models on.
we can play between the bikes as we ride. Dude, I was down in the national park today, and it was full of like old ladies just sitting at picnic tables. It was weird, and there was exactly 5 of them at 3 different tables.
Yeah, look, it's the spot.
Yeah.
Could be us, boys. Could be us.
no, listen. I live alone, so I'm legally allowed to have someone at my house. Suck it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you chose Chris. I will be honest.
Listen, there's one person I could. I mean, the only other person close to me is like Vaughn, and I think he's really, really busy. So
You couldn't have Lisa come down?
she's on the north coast right now, central coast. She is like a
yes,
lot more than
not
5
allowed.
kilometers
Yeah,
away.
not allowed.
A lot more than 5 kilometers away.
Damn.
So I was like, I guess I may as well pick Chris, and no other option left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
buddy.
if it wasn't for that, how would we do the Dicebearers podcast?
Exactly, that's it. It just worked out that we could do the podcast that way.
How is everybody else handling lockdown? It's pretty tough. I wouldn't think I'd miss seeing my friends as much as I have, to be quite honest. How are you guys in chat?
I'm lucky
handling?
that I have a job where I go outside. Well, not outside, but
Well, it hasn't really changed for me because I still have to go to work.
yeah, same. I have to go to work, and that's
Roads quieter,
yeah.
but they are getting busier, so that's an annoying thing.
What's getting busier? Sorry.
Yeah, the roads. in
Oh
general.
yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, like some days I go out there like at 8 a.m. and I'm like, why is there fucking traffic? Where are you all going? And it's like on a Saturday. Like what? Where are you all
Yeah.
going? And I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, exactly. Dolovax people build a minute house with 5 people. So
That-
we can start getting that. Getting some battle reports maybe.
Mm.
Yeah, look, put a 1 in chat if you want the Wurzes to be on stream.
Yeah. Look,
Put a 2 in chat if you want anything but that.
Big Z, it's not that like I don't miss you guys, because I do. What it is, I didn't think it would affect me to the degree that it has. Like I actually genuinely, like I knew I'd miss seeing you guys, but I didn't realize how much I would miss seeing everybody. Like I kind of miss our Sunday bants and the quest for ever more pie.
Death1922 says Lurder in the Park. Yeah, actually sounds like a cool event. Lurder in the Park. Kind of like a music festival or something.
We always
What
like
did you
to
organise it?
appreciate everyone putting the 1s.
What
We got
is
some
your
true fans.
Listen.
book? There's only
Listen,
one.
we can play.
It might just be one person and Rupert, but Big C's
Well,
got
listen,
my
if
back.
you wanna put your voices up against some Corsairs, I think that'd be a really fun game to watch.
That
Yeah,
sucks.
for you maybe.
Yeah, terrible matchup.
Wow, what are you winning him on with your throwing weapons? Like 3?
Fours.
Oh.
Yeah,
He's D3. Not that it helps. When I played against Chris, I threw like so many knives at his stupid wood elves, and I just couldn't kill them. It was obnoxious. With the pajama elves, the little D3 ones, and I just throw knives at them, and I'd fail the wound.
Did he throw knives back at you?
Oh, his Grimhammers threw axes actually. So
Oh,
we were doing
had-
doubles. So
Ah, right.
like
Okay.
we were doing like 400 points of two different armies, and our like rules were you can bring yellow as if they were green for the purposes of army construction.
Okay.
So
that's
I brought
interesting.
Corsairs and Isengard, and he brought Lothlorien and dwarves.
That's a pretty deadly combo.
Oh yeah.
You got big fat banner, D7,
Yep.
strength 4, got
Fight
5,
6.
5 and 6, and magic resist.
Yep.
Um,
It was tough, but I managed to win
Pikeman.
because I managed to snipe Thrower early by Dalamiring him in the face after
Imagine-
Saruman transfixed him.
Imagine Thrain with like 2 pikemen behind him. Goodness
Yeah.
me.
It's pretty spooky.
Wait, Thrain with
Ah.
pikemen.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can just hear my like little dwarf brain like do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, just like trying
No,
to
you-
calculate the possibilities here.
The unfortunate part is you have to bring elves to achieve it, so I don't know if you.
Yeah,
if you
no,
okay with that.
immediately like no,
Nah,
just like
nah.
throw it away. Just yeet it off into the bin.
What are we gonna do with her?
You know, real question here. So, as you all know, I have a Moria army. I love my Moria army. As in when I say Moria, I mean Khazad-dûm. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Now I take a Dwarf King. Thematically, that's Nain, Durin's son. Which makes good thematic sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I could take Marden for the same points. I don't know which one's more thematic. Do I take his son? Or do I take his bodyguard? They have their own pros and cons. Marden comes with extra might. Dwarf King is Dwarf King. Fight 6.
I think Dwarf King's better.
Well, what's a cooler theme?
Oh, well, for theme, I think it's either pretty much equal.
I think it comes down to whether your force has a lot of Vault Wardens or not. I think Marden with Vault Wardens would be very cool. Visually striking. It's
That's
got like a King definitely on the table is a lot more useful. But Marden is, Sturen's pro. He's not going to go into battle without.
You're not much of a
King's
bodyguard
man.
if you just say, you got this. I'm going to sit this one out.
Yeah, I'm just
Well,
going.
maybe he's holding down the fort somewhere else. He's his most trusted, protector.
Well,
Unthematic.
but Durin and his son died to the Balrog. They die together fighting the Balrog. It's the grandson that makes it out and starts Erebor, if memory serves.
That's yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, you could do well. In that case, you should do all three.
But, yeah. No, but in that case, you're just telling us you've already accepted defeat in the battle.
Yeah, I think that
When you-
thematically you should
yeah,
just
when you-
you should just remove both the models at the end of the game.
Yeah.
For scoring purposes.
This is compelling television here, boys. I'm just like, yeah, taking dwarfs off the table. Yeah, okay, yeah, no.
I think it's very compelling.
You asked for theme.
Yeah.
Don't hate on the answers.
Look, do you have a Balrog? No, you don't. You have some dumb, like, poo stick shooting dudes, alright? They're not Balrog.
Who have learnt gymnastics. Now they can jump on top of each other and become a Balrog.
Well, have you know the Wozers are of the lineage of the first men.
I'll have you know, and everybody here know, that dwarves were first. They were made first. They woke up first, and then got told to go back to sleep because they were too first.
And then gravity affected them too much.
They woke up and it's like, oh, Father, why is me? What am I? And they're like a little bit goopy, the arms falling off.
Why have you forsaken me?
Father, why? What am I? What is this pain? And then Eru Ilúvatar's just like, what have you done?
He literally
Oh,
walks in and is like, are you winning, son? Oh, no.
And,
Are you?
yeah, Mr. Ole. Yeah, it'll be really cool. Like we've kind of strayed into the Silmarillion talk. It would be really cool if someone does something in the realm of gaming or tabletop in in the Silmarillion, because my recent sort of rekindling of the love of Tolkien is rereading a lot of the excerpts from Silmarillion and the related sort of topics in the first and second age, and it's just such a it's a bit memey to go be like to refer to Silmarillion as the superior sort of piece of literature, but it's just so much more epic in comparison to the Lord of the Rings, and it's amazing how Tolkien essentially wrote this giant epic to serve as the lore or the history for the story of the Lord of the Rings to kind of sit in. Yeah, it's such a crazy time. Every time they describe things, so much more
Exclamation
epic.
marks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like wow, whoa, he did what? Okay then.
Yeah, I love hearing how Morgoth fought. Is it Fingolfin?
Yeah.
With Grond leaving craters in the ground as after every blow, and Fingolfin fought him for what was it, 7 days and 7 nights? I don't remember the actual duration,
Yes.
but
That was a long time.
he only lost because he slipped in one of the craters.
Yeah.
And then got owned.
Unforced error, and he
Where's
lost.
where's the Achilles mentality there?
Well, he did stab him in the foot, so there you go. As he went down, Fingolfin.
And then you got Gil-galad who just gets set on fire. Like, come on, man.
Well, he and Elendil did manage to take down Sauron. Canonically, it's the movies that kind of play that role down. For those that don't know, in the books, Elendil and Gil-galad give their lives essentially defeating Sauron in combat, and it was Isildur that walked up and cut the ring of Sauron as he lay there. Yeah.
Do you reckon
Instead
we'll
of
see
movies.
Second Age from Games Workshop?
Oh, Silmarillion is one of those IPs that are just so protected by Tolkien Estate that I highly doubt.
What about the TV show?
Well, that is Second Age, isn't it?
That is Second Age. Oh no, Third Age, early Third Age, Second Age, no. Late Second Age.
Third Age starts with the sinking of Numenor, right?
No. Third Age starts with Sauron dying.
Oh. Well, there you go.
I think. No, you're right. Sinking of Numenor.
Yeah, that's right. Dwarves number one.
Dwarven lore knowledge.
You're just please stop.
You can't do one thing.
Why am I talking to a brick wall?
Yeah, dwarf. No, it's like talking to Mistral, thank you.
I don't see the...
Oh, it's 0 people watching now.
Yeah, you can just hear the collective eye roll across the internet. Just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I think we need to put a noise gate on you that reduces to 0 if dwarves are mentioned for 5 minutes.
Yeah, we can get a filter where it just beeps me out whenever I say dwarf.
Everyone just keeps saying Scott has an echo until you
Yeah.
fix that mic.
It just sounds like he's on refeed, honestly.
You just hear dwarf, 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 dwarf. You know what is not fun?
Go on, Scott. What's not fun?
Blacklining scale mail.
Yeah, I think our good friend Vaughan was talking about how the struggles of scale mail.
Yeah, and I can't wash it. It doesn't work. It has to be each crevice has to be pin washed. What a nightmare. Looks great, but what a nightmare. It is actually kind of fun. Still.
So you do it 10 times.
Yeah.
So, all right, I've got a fact check here.
All right, here we go.
Third Age indeed begins at the fall of Sauron, at the battle of, or the siege of Barad-dûr.
I noticed that my stream there isn't catching my dwarves painting. So the fall of Sauron.
Yes. is when Third Age officially begins.
So, does the sinking of Numenor herald anything?
I think that's still end of Third Age, Second Age, sorry.
What's your theory on where the Entwives are, Eric?
I don't like this question because the answer is I don't know.
I know where they are. They're actually they're in the old forest by the Shire. Because that's the rumor the trees are alive, right?
You want the real answer? The real answer is the Entwives probably were still in Beleriand, and during the last war between the Valar and the Morgoth, Beleriand was sunk, so they're all dead.
Whoa! Then just put that out.
I'm pretty sure that's probably the the canonical.
Or the
unfortunate answer to the question.
Yeah.
Or they're with the Wurzes. No one knows for sure. Also has potential.
That's true. All important historical events do lead back to Roses.
Which is, again, why they're a thematic choice in all armies. Because the Ents just walk them around.
Did you say all Roses lead to Wome?
I don't want to talk to you anymore, to be honest.
Okay, guys, I guess I'm going now.
Yeah, listen. Wait, you're hosting the stream. You can't go. You just mute and just sit here.
Just sit in the naughty corner. Yeah,
that'll be good. I think that's what the stream needs. It's for the good of the stream, so I think it's acceptable.
You know, I could totally get behind the Roman Empire.
A what?
the Woes Empire.
I thought you said a Woes' meat pie. Like, what is that?
Look, I reckon their meat pie would be pretty good.
That's what happens when any army plays against Woses. You get Woses' meat pie.
It's bizarre how much I'm all about dwarves, right? Like dwarves, pies, beer, like, yeah.
No one is surprised.
Yeah. Woses' meat pie would be pretty good. I assume
As in the Woses are responsible for constructing the meat pie.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a delicacy.
Yeah, not Woses in a pie. I know what you're thinking, but no.
You get some Grimhammers, and you hit some Voices, and you get Woses pie.
The next list I write, when I give it to you, it'll say poison blowpipe, spear, dagger,
meat pie.
Meat pie.
Can you get some objective markers that are meat pies?
Potentially.
That could be pretty good. Woses meat.
No, that's what, if I allied them with hobbits and took that hobbit, who makes all the traps? All my traps would be meat pies.
I like it. I think that's good.
Am I still echoing their rips?
I add it again with the echo.
I don't know.
What have you done?
I think it's because I have double capture up. Maybe I don't need to have two captures.
Perhaps maybe your camera is outputting sound on top of a sound capture. Anything I can think of?
I think it's because he said he liked something that wasn't a dwarf.
Oh, I get it. It's very funny, Rupert. You got me. Very good, man. Got him. Got him hard. Got him so hard. Wow. I got good guys.
You think you did, honestly.
Yeah.
100% the Woses would have those basic utensils.
Kilns, ovens for baking. Well, baking would imply they have access to some form of like wheat, right? Make flour. So they'd either do trading, which they could. It's very, very weird to just trade purely for wheat.
It's not, but okay.
I mean, well, why didn't they trade for I don't know, a sword? How about that?
Why would they need that when they have a dagger and poison blowpipes?
Because grain, like Egypt, did it for thousands of years. And you don't know that they didn't. Maybe they're just like iron's still hard to come by. I don't know. Also, you can make flour out of many grains, so
that's true.
They don't need your
maybe it's
puny weapons when they have nicely carved rocks that clear off the orcs anyway.
Maybe it's an interpretive pie.
What, like a rice pie?
Yeah, or like an open pie.
Isn't like a rice pie really just like a dumpling?
Yeah, the issue is baking. I'm assuming a pie involves baking, right? Are we going to establish that as a
Well, baking's
or
not particularly hard to achieve.
no?
It's not
But
like
the
some sort
baking.
of like.
I'm trying to think of what baked rice would be like in the form of a pie.
Well, it wouldn't be
Because
soggy.
if you bake, yeah, well, it would be soggy, right?
No.
Baked rice? No. Well, I guess it depends on how
Soggy
much.
rice.
Depends on how much you.
Welcome to the Middle Earth cooking stream, where we talk
Yeah.
about the exact way to achieve your Woze's meat pies.
Look, yeah, this is now a scholarly discussion on how the cultures of Middle Earth could in fact use modern cooking techniques to recreate our favourite dishes, i.e. pie. We know hobbits make pie, and dwarves.
What would dwarves put in a pie?
Probably meat and mushroom.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking of rocks.
Yeah, sand pie.
Sand and asphalt.
Yeah.
Granite pie.
Yeah.
What else do you need for a healthy breakfast?
I mean, you could do a cheese pie. That's a thing. Gross,
Yeah.
but it's a thing.
Cheese and fungi pie.
What I want to know is, do dwarves eat the more stereotypical dwarven foods that you see in other IPs? So, for example, in Warhammer Fantasy, it's a lot of meats, a lot of cheese, and beer, obviously, which is kind of an obvious one. But some of the other more esoteric fantasy settings, like I think it's Dragon Age, they eat beetles and snails, and D&D is kind of the same, where they eat like rats and snails and giant beetles and centipedes and that sort of thing as well, things that you would find in the ground. I wanted to do dwarves in Lord of the Rings. Do they eat frogs? I don't know.
Yeah. I think it just depends
frogs
on
are too
what's...
fast. So that's
They move 5.5.
Whatever is available, I think. Like whatever main protein source they would have in the mountains.
Goblin.
Yeah, goat's a good call. They definitely would eat a lot of goat.
Goat pie.
Yeah, that'd be very
Powerful.
meaty. I could get behind that. I want to know what, like, you mentioned protein for dwarves, right? What the first thing went through my head was protein for Dwalin.
He's got his own line.
Yeah, just like this type of
Protein.
creatinine, and it's just like ground down orc.
He would be that guy.
Yeah, he would. He'd never leave the gym. Like,
He'd make like workout TikToks and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure he would.
I feel like in another life, Dwalin's really just like the stereotypical like Italian Chad gangster, just like swole as, just sits in this front yard like yelling at his like, "Hey ma, we got chicken. Hey ma, got chicken." Like, and they're just smashing rocks and pushing weight, literally pumping iron.
You think about this way too much.
What pie?
Dwarves.
I do think about pie a lot. Let's be real.
I'm approaching that age-old question of how do I paint this horse?
Yeah, see, I've opted for just the... Everyone gets a brown horse of a different slight variation. With different
Painting
bits of
horses
white.
is one of those challenges that you kind of have to power through. It always looks terrible until the final step. Well, that's the other aspect to it.
I think most painting looks like that.
That's true.
You know, it's so hard to stay motivated if you're doing a large batch, and like it just looks a
Well,
bit pooey in your in between stages.
Yeah. Well, I've managed to base coat 4 horses so far. Anyone in the chat doing some hobby at the moment?
So we probably should actually start planning our big battle report return once we can all get back together.
Yeah, look, I think we should probably start, because we're 2/3 of the way there. Everyone but you has an army that is in War of the North, right? So Alexa has Dale. I have dwarves. Chog has Khand, technically, and Eastlings, and Chris has both Harad.
Everything.
Yeah, Harad and dwarves.
So when are you starting? I don't know. What's even left? What's left for there? Is there any other armies that we don't have that will be there?
We need more Eastlings, I
guess-
suppose. Backwood,
Oh,
maybe.
technically speaking, I have Eastlings as well, so we have actually more Eastlings.
Yeah, we're gonna need heaps of
I
these.
have maybe like 600 points painted, but that includes the Felbies, so more like 400 points actually.
Vivek says editing videos. Very cool. I actually saw your latest video. That was very cool. Well, the two latest videos. I really liked your video on molding. That was really cool. Molding minis. Not much information about that sort of stuff, so yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, the taboo subject.
Rupert is doing some metallic base coats on his Forge World items.
It's exciting.
Yeah, Forge World is not exciting sometimes.
That's not true.
Oh.
Do you know what was super exciting?
Go on.
New Dane and his son Thorin. That was so exciting. I was just like,
Oh,
oh my god!
And then that goes back.
Uh,
Shut this thing down.
Look, it's kind of like a Wikipedia game, right? Like, you give me 3 steps and I'll lead it back to dwarfs.
Yeah, I really like Dane. I'm still not 100% sold on Thorin Stonehelm.
Are we talking model or rules?
Model.
Yeah, I agree on the model. The rules are really
But yeah, for our rules tag, you can check out our Army of Thrall breakdown.
No, they're not in Army of
that's
Thrall.
not in that.
But no, they're not in there. They're not the Army of
Damn
Thrall.
it.
They're Arable Reclaimed.
Yeah.
Not yet.
We'll see if LL fixes that.
Yeah, speaking of, I have a strong suspicion that the Legendary Legion rule will be to make Dane your banner, because what Dane currently does is he makes all Iron Hills models gain the Erebor Dwarf keyword, but Erebor Reclaimed's army bonus is that Erebor Reclaimed Dwarves count Thorin as a 6-inch banner. So,
well, no, that's not quite, but they get Dubakar, but yeah.
Which is treats them 6-inch banner. But yeah. So I wouldn't be unsurprised if that Dane and or Thorin
count for Dubakar.
Yeah, count towards Dubakar. That would be a really strong army. Imagine if both of them got it. That would be feral.
There's no way they'd give it to both of them.
You don't know that. Like, look at what happened with the last Rangers army. That's out of control.
The what army?
The Rangers of the North.
You mean Rangers of Ithilien?
Yeah, sorry, Rangers of Ithilien.
But that army...
Thankfully, no one plays that.
Well, it's because it's so boring.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean, that's not so much like... I just think they didn't think about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard very good things about Scale 75 paints.
I got some, actually. I got a new Scale 75 metallic, but I haven't tried it yet. Scale 75 is nice, but they split like a bitch. They split so much.
Interesting.
You basically have to get a agitator in them.
Oh, yeah, similar to Army Painter.
I thought it was very
Range.
cute that Duncan Rhodes' new paint line, one of the stretch goals was custom agitator beats. They were like little
Yeah,
skulls.
but listen, I don't know. I don't feel it. Listen,
I just thought it was cute. I wouldn't buy them.
that is fair.
Cute though.
No. Yeah,
Like, what
I mean, it's
happens when
very
it runs
clever
out?
marketing. I just don't think that anyone should be buying them. But that's people's money; they can choose to do what they want with it.
Yeah. So what were we talking about with how good dwarves are?
Well, listen, if you use the
I actually
one
can't.
giant thick coat method, you can cover as much of the detail in your dwarf model as possible, so that people don't have to see that it's a dwarf model.
Quick, actually, no, it was talking about the new potential legendary legion.
Yes.
The Ring of Durin, that got swallowed by Smaug, right? Or it's like straight up lost, yeah. Thrall had it, and then Thrall got captured.
Balin has it in the other list, doesn't he?
No. So I
He's
believe
Leos.
the ring gets reclaimed by the Necromancer when
Thrall gets captured, right?
Thrain gets
Thrain,
captured.
yeah, sorry, Thrain gets captured.
I
Yeah.
think so. I'm not 100%.
Well, that's what happens in the
Pretty
movie because he gets it cut off.
No,
Yeah, he reclaims it.
yeah, I'm pretty certain you are correct.
Oh, you're right.
And well, I mean, there's so there's no way that ring will be in the list.
No, I doubt it.
And
He might get
Balin's
some other sort of heirloom things from Erebor though, might be cool.
Arkenstone, perhaps.
No, that's buried
I
with
mean,
Thorin.
Oh, yeah,
if
that's right.
that was going to be a thing, that would be on his profile already. I
Yeah,
think
that's
gonna
true.
be
That's
not
true,
going to
that's
be a
true.
legendary legion thing he gains.
To be fair, I don't know if I'd use the Legendary Legion over the Iron Hills, just because with Iron Hills you get to take Balin, and Dane's on a pig. Like, Thrall's good.
Oh, do you mean like? Oh, sorry.
Young Thorin's good, but
Pig.
Do you mean? Yeah, I don't know.
well, young Thorin's good, but I don't think he beats out having Dane on a pig, and also Balin for the will point rerolls for priority.
Well, you can bring that and young Thorin. But you should think of the right thing.
No, you
Young
can't.
Thorin can be young Thorin. Which Thorin? I think Thorin King under the map.
Thorin Stonehelm.
Oh, right, that Thorin. Right.
Yeah. Sorry, I know there's young Thorin and Army of Thrall, but I mean young Thorin Stonehelm.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It seems very, very odd that you can't mount Dane anymore.
He's too old. By the time the War of the Ring happens, he's 250 or so. Like,
Yeah, but he's still going around on foot with 3 attacks and everything else still.
Yeah, he's a dwarf king. He just can't ride a pig. Daisy probably got turned into like food or something, into sausages probably.
Yeah, can't we get Jolie? Or
Eyes
something?
had to be had. Meat was back on the menu.
Yeah. Like, Dane's old, but his pig's dead.
Well, I mean, the thing that would make Legendary Legion good is shared bow limit and then bringing a crap ton of elbows to support you.
Would you play the Legendary Legion if the special rule was that you could dismount and kill the pig, and then every hero within 6 inches got back a wound?
Yeah, like a well-fed buff.
Yeah. Like build the pony.
Look,
Well-fed bellies.
Honestly, I wouldn't play the Legendary Legion if it wasn't all dwarves. I just like, no, not cool enough. Like, legitimately, no dwarves, no play. Like, that's it. Bottom line.
Yeah, this is why I don't get why
Advocating for
you've still
it.
never got around Wozes. Because they're not full man size. They just have the benefits of...
Do they have
Yeah,
keyword
movement.
dwarf? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Well, it depends on how many legendary legions they will add in the book.
I feel like that'd probably be a combined one as the main thing there.
Yeah, I mean they're probably going to do it combined. That's definitely happening, but it depends on how sort of granular they're going to cover war in the north. I mean, you look at the Gondor one. You had several legendary legions that very much just kind of overlap.
Some, but they also had a lot more armies in them.
Yeah, but a lot of them was just like Rohan in this place, Rohan
Yeah.
in that place.
That's more war in Rohan. Like we got what? Riders of Theoden is the only Rohan only one, right? And then you have
Yeah, you had combined ones, right?
and then you had
Paths of
and then you
Jordan.
had the Men of the West one. Those are your two good ones, right?
Was
The West is a good one.
was Paths of the Jordan in?
No, parts of the drones were in Rohan. So you
okay.
had two good, and then you had the Rangers of Ithilien was your Gondor one, and then you
The
had
Range
Grey
of
Company.
Ithilien, Men of the West, and the Grey Company.
Well, you had Grey Company
Yeah.
and Return of the King as your two like Fellowship themed ones, or not Fellowship, Aragorn themed ones. But I don't think they would take like two of the same entire list and then have 3 legions across them.
So Death 1942 accuses Scott of being a non-ethnically diverse supporter.
Oh, I think that's
Look, I would say that I'm ethnically diverse, that there are 7 different types of dwarf.
It's controversial.
There are 7 types of dwarves, 7 different clans. What do you got? You like
That's
the
true.
the stone helms, the iron feet, the long beards. I can't name the rest. Firebeards, blackbeards.
well, not even a real dwarf. You can't even name all the clans.
It sounds
Nah.
like you're trying to recite Bilbo's birthday speech.
Yeah. Look, got a beard? Thumbs up. No beard? No thumbs.
So no thumbs up for you.
Yeah, I can't grow a beard.
Well, Faramir has a beard.
You know, Faramir gets a thumbs up.
Speaking of beards, did you know another fact? Aragorn shouldn't have a beard in the movie, but yet he still does. Because any person of elven lineage cannot grow beards.
That's not true. There's beards. There are elves with beards, and it's documented they have beards.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've heard
Oh,
that
wait.
as well.
Oh, I even watched a YouTube video on this.
Yeah.
I mean, with age, sure, but elven lineage.
Even Kurdan was, I think, said to have a beard at some point.
Yeah, I thought I'm pretty sure he has one.
Isn't that the whole joke that he's meant to have a
'Cause,
beard? on his
Yeah,
model?
people were going to model it on him. That's why he's so sad. He doesn't have his beard.
Pretty sure you'll find.
That's my resting face. If I actually shave, I look like Kurdan.
It's unfortunate.
Just sad and upset at all times.
I feel for you, Tom.
Death 1942 says Legendary Legion with all 7 clans. Look, that could happen if they do a Battle of Anzan-Ulzabar book at some point. That could be very cool.
Yeah, look, I actually reckon with the changing of the Tolkien estate. So for those who don't know, Christopher Tolkien passed away, and I think that a lot of the rigidity, I suppose, around protecting the IP is going to relax a little. I wouldn't be unsurprised if we start seeing some more, like a bit not zany, but things are a bit out there.
Yeah.
Like a
We're already seeing
Baoni Legendary Legion.
Yeah, well, that totally could happen. I mean, you already, if you look at the board game, Lord of the Rings, Journey is in
Journeys to
Middle Earth.
Middle Earth.
Yeah, they've already, included a lot of characters that are quite obscure, and also characters that they've kind of made up themselves. So it's pretty cool.
I mean,
That'd be cool, I
Isn't
mean.
Amdor a GW fabrication?
Yeah, but a lot of
But they have
the
a lot of-
fabricated characters are also from a different time of GW. When they made Amdor, it was, the agreements might be a little bit different. And keep in mind the agreement that GW has made is actually with New Line Cinema.
I think I remember reading that changed
Yeah, right.
a few years
Okay.
ago.
I mean, if it's changed, then it's for the better, I think. Because
Yeah.
it frees up a lot of stuff that you can do.
Look, I'm not saying it has, but I seem to recall a bit of a press release that it had changed back to the Tolkien estate. I'll have to have a look.
Yeah. Bayonin army would just be so cool though.
It's not happening.
No, just imagine
You're
that
like,
board. Just,
Oh my god, Tom!
just
No.
honeypots all over the place. Honey cakes.
Look, Bayonings as a force is very canon.
Is it lore friendly?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, 100%. And
They-
dwarves would be part of it as well.
You
As
know,
they
the
walk through the
Bayonings-
land.
Yeah, the Bayonings were a people that hung out in Ravanion.
They became renowned for selling their yummy honey cakes.
Honeys. I feel like that's
Yeah, something else.
something else.
They also were known to put their old shoes over power lines.
What, dwarves? What? I totally just chimed out for a moment there and came back. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, look, it's hard to talk about what may or may not have been the case with the Tolkien estate, because we just don't know, right? But that was the understanding I had, was not that he was, I guess, a prick or hard to deal with, but more that he's incredibly conservative with it. Like, just almost at the point of being excessively conservative. If it wasn't referenced in any writings, just didn't happen.
No power.
Yeah, I mean, one can, there's also critiques of his treatment of Tolkien sort of stuff, because, on the one hand, he'd be like, oh, if Tolkien didn't publish it, therefore it's not canon, but he himself, is reading over letters and documents that his father left, and kind of taking it upon himself to interpret them and then publish them as actual new pieces of work. And who better to do it but him? But on the other hand, he's kind of doing what a lot of people would love to do, is to kind of interpret Tolkien in a different light. This is why I quite enjoy the Shadow of Mordor games. Is it's a new, different take on Tolkien in general. It definitely breaks a lot of
It is not lore friendly.
It is not lore friendly, but we get
But it
to
is
see
fun.
very cool stuff. Yeah, and in that game, you get to explore a lot of what's kind of east of Mordor, which is very cool. But I digress. What's the status, guys? I've base coded. I'm up to layering stage for a lot of my horses.
I've base coded all the rangers. I'm working on Aragorn.
How many horses have you done?
4.
I'm sitting pretty on 5.
Yeah. How many sleeves have you done? Any dwarven sleeves?
I haven't come back to the sleeves. I need to think about what color they are. So I was just doing the ridiculous amounts of scale I've got to paint. Yeah, I got to think of a better way to do the scale. I know I had one. I just don't remember what it was. Like a faster way of doing it.
Did it involve contrast?
No,
This is pre-contrast days.
it's not. But yeah,
How long ago did you do these?
Not
If
long.
you said no memory.
In fact, I think it was around the time contrast came out.
my Iron Hills.
No,
Oh
you're
my.
like your red dwarfs.
The
red and blue ones.
The blue ones were done with contrast, so it won't work because they're like actual contrast, and I'm doing what it is. I haven't forgotten the colors I used. I've forgotten the methodologies or the lessons I learnt. Like I've forgotten all the like shortcuts that I picked up on the way.
What happens if you follow your nose, like Gandalf says?
I just would
So
be like,
how-
why did I choose to do non-metallics for an entire army? And then I'd be like, why, Eric, did you convince me to repaint a dozen of them?
It's not that bad. That's not that much metallics.
Yeah, it's true. I'm just over it a little bit, hey. It's been a long time. This is the 4th army that I've painted. That is all
That is
non-metallics.
dwarves.
No, that is all non-metallics.
How many have I done? Maybe 3 or 4. I mean, it doesn't count if it's just swords. So that's not that much metallics.
Let's see if I can find a photo here of the iron.
My
Is this
Stonkas
just your way
definitely were a challenge. Let's go with that.
Like this is Scott's way of just taking over the stream with dwarves.
Dwarf.
Let me find a photo.
Let me take a selfie.
Yeah.
Do. And it's just all dwarfs, like. The problem is all my photos are on my phone.
Well, if you synchronize your photos to Google Photos,
See,
it'll be
you're just a
online.
little, you're just like 5 steps behind here, hey. You're like, do you mind? And I'm
Hey.
like, sir, this is a Starbucks.
Hey,
I've got to go. I found a photo of Tom. Yeah, nice.
What? Back from one of the bike rides?
Yeah, down at La Perouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Back when we could go outside our 5K bubble.
in other news, my Infinity Defiance has finally arrived.
Exciting.
I kickstarted that like 2 years ago, more than that. It got to me safe and sound, so I guess that's all good. But yeah,
Good.
so now I have more minis. I can never.
What minis are in the
finish painting.
Defiance box? There's 2 factions.
It's a lot of factions. It's mainly
Oh.
Shasvasti as the enemies.
Yep.
But the good guys is a mixed bag. But the cool thing is, they're all sort of alternate sculpts of existing profiles.
Is it like
Yeah.
a co-op board game, kind of like Silver Tower or
Yeah.
CBS kind of deal?
Yeah, exactly. It's
That's
got its
kinda
own
sick.
rules. Yeah, it's got
That's
its own
pretty
rule
cool.
set. And the minis are, they're not the Aristea ones. They're kind of
They're proper metal ones.
yeah.
See if I can find them.
Is the Andy Circus thing being released tomorrow?
Andy Circus thing. What's that?
He was recording himself. I think was he doing the whole Lord of the Rings?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
His Hobbit one was quite popular.
Mm.
Quite good.
So the answer to the question is, I was not pumped, but now I am.
I just have all these photos of an echidna. Yeah, echidnas.
Apparently we lost audio once the dwarf pick went up.
Oh damn it! Scott.
It should be back. That's alright.
That's all right.
It's back now.
It was worth it just to show off his dwarves.
Yeah, it was.
Scott doesn't care about anything else.
Nah.
And
There should
echidnas.
just be the Dwarfbearers podcast at this point.
It's
surely.
because it's missing a capture there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to things like audiobooks. I personally do a lot of booking.
What are you reading right now or listening to?
I'm just making my way through a lot of the Horus Heresy, actually.
Exciting. I've been listening to The Expanse.
Oh yeah,
I am
cool.
just about finished with book 3.
Oh wow.
Is that?
Nice.
Do you know where that lands in terms of the show?
I can check. I think it's around season 3 or 4 ish.
Okay.
And
I am very much looking forward to season 6.
It's the
I
final
tried
season, right?
I
don't
tried
think
watching
so.
the show after reading the first book, and I couldn't.
Yeah, look, I didn't like season 1 or 2 of The Expanse. I thought it was
I've heard that it's
It's a bit slow.
it's a bit how you doing. 3 is pretty good, and it kind of just picks up from there. 5, the most recent one, was like, it was alright. Like, it had some really, like, pretty much
Okay.
anything. I don't want to try and spoil it for you,
holy
so I'm not
shit.
going to. But anything with you know Holden. Anything with Holden kind of sucked. So just everything else was cool.
Alright, so season 1 is the first 2/3 of the first book. Season 2 is the second book, and the third season is book 2 and 3 complete. So I'm at about the end of season 3. There you go.
Yeah, right. Cool.
And started about 3 weeks ago, so I'm getting through it pretty quick.
Yeah, a bit of lockdown reading. You know, it does wig me out that Andy Serkis is Gollum. Like, I just have to do like not just like a double take, but like a triple take every time.
He's not
that
just
that
Gollum.
begs the question: which actor do you think you would have just looked at and be like, Gollum makes sense?
Probably like Gilbert Gottfried. Hey,
Don't know who that is.
The kid from Home Alone.
no,
Oh,
he's
right.
no, he's what? No, he's not.
No, I'm
Gilbert-
saying like
no.
that's another option.
Oh, Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried is like Iago from Aladdin, and he's always like, I don't want to do his voice on stream because it's just it just sounds bad.
Just put up a picture of dwarves and then you can. No one will hear.
It would be culturally insensitive.
I'm not going to mess around with the audio capture right now because it keeps dropping out every time I change the screen. I know why, but it's going to take me like 5 minutes to fix it. What do you guys reckon about a dwarf campaign? Oh, you're like, collective grown. Alright, let me finish. Alright, collective grown here.
Alright, come on.
As long as I can print those little hexagon tiles.
Oh yeah, hook me up, bro. I want as many of those dead dwarves as possible. For those who don't know, Tom found like an STL for like these dwarf corpses, and I'm just like, yeah, gimme.
Correction, it was me who found them.
I found them ages ago, and then you
No,
just
yeah.
never responded to them.
I'm just like, how dare you?
I
Just
made it
open and
famous.
close it.
They're in that slide deck.
Well,
Yeah,
Eric
that's-
just shoved them in my face.
I
Just like here.
haven't. Wait, where are they? They would be
Oh
here.
my
You can't see them. It's just a little black dot on my table.
But so in the Pathfinder universe, there's an ancient dwarf road called the Shield Road, and it connects all the major trading hubs with the Dwarven Empire. It has long fallen into disrepair. The forts and way stations along its route have been destroyed or overtaken by bandits and worse, and the road is gone. How cool would it be to do a campaign where it's day 9 foot trying to rebuild the Shield Road from the Iron Hills to Erebor?
It would be I think a cooler sort of theme if it was not the road between Iron Hills and Erebor, because it's pretty uneventful area.
So what, maybe like Erebor and Moria?
Yeah, or maybe the great re-establishing a string of forts, maybe across the Grey Mountains. Be pretty cool, you know, and you can have really cool sort of kind of set pieces, because the Grey Mountains were where the dwarves held off dragons. And have very
See,
cool looking
There was something actually I wanted to mention when you were talking about the map, and I forgot. Just to the north of Erebor, and when I say just to the north, it is kind of, a short distance north, is the Withered Heath, which is known where all the dragons nest, breed, and the dwarves go to fight them. Do you think we'll see something about fighting dragons in the new book?
Possibly as a side, scenario, but again, it kind of goes outside the scope of what War in the North.
Like, you're not wrong, right? But do you remember that there was like a text? It's kind of like the quintessential dwarf image out of the old, like, Shadow and Flame book was the Vault Wardens on Zurich Ziggle fighting the dragon, and there was a mission around that.
Yeah, but they didn't have as much content back then.
Well, that's not true, but still a cool picture.
Cool picture, but
Yeah.
you know what else is a cool picture? Elves. So I think there's going to be more elven ones.
Well, we are getting the Fall of the Necromancer first, which will involve some sort of elves.
That
I'm
is
excited for the Necromancer Ringwraith Legendary Legion, which is going to be extremely
that
fun to play against.
that could be turbo.
Listen, I don't even know what it's going to be, but I already think like Necromancer in the 9 is pretty good. So
You know what I would actually like to see? I'd actually like to see the ability to take the Dogador Ringwraiths. Well, you can already do it by allying, but it'd be cool anyway. To mix in the Dark Paths of Dogador with like a Azog's Legion sort of thing.
You
already do
literally
that.
can.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm like. Oh, you can already do it. And I'm like, oh yeah. What if we saw a return to the old Angmar from War of the Ring, where they had their own Army of the Dead?
How about we don't make Angmar any stronger than it needs to be?
It doesn't have to be Angmar. It could be a new Dolgador and the Necromancer.
I don't think they would go that far, to be frank. How crazy would it be if they got the Stacking Harbinger, like the 9 do now? How disgusting!
It's alright. Dwarves are fearless. Don't care.
I don't know how to tell you this, but Chill Soul doesn't care about your defense value.
Doesn't matter. I have 30 dwarves. That's how I killed Sauron. I
Chill
killed the
Souling your
Necromancer.
fearless man.
Well, if it's Khazad Doom, it doesn't matter. Unless you kill Jiren, and you can just hide.
Yeah.
Just lie him down behind a rock.
Oh, is he map wide?
He's bodyguard, so as long as he's alive, they have it. Dane's is 12-inch. Dane's is 12-inch.
I mean, yeah. To be honest, I don't think the Necromancer should ever get charged by you. But...
Look, you say that too, but I managed to chase Matt's Necromancer into the corner.
Well, listen, once this lockdown ends, you can try chase my Necromancer down.
Yeah,
I'm down.
No thanks.
No?
Like,
What? No?
that
Sorry?
was my-
Sorry, wait. Sorry?
No, look, I took
Was
my
that
win.
fear? Oh, was that fear? It's okay. It's alright. I understand.
Look, I won already
it-
once, so don't need to repeat, right? Don't need to repeat. I'll
He
just
yeah.
doesn't want to come out of lockdown to just roll dice and move models 5 inches for 2 hours.
I
You
can't
shouldn't
buy
play
getting
Dwarves
card a
then.
day.
I'm pretty sure it's never 2 hours. It's like 5 hours.
Oh, against that army? No, it's pretty quick. Actually, it doesn't break. No, it wouldn't be that quick.
I think I remember one time we played a BFG game for like 6 hours.
Yeah, but that's because we
Yeah.
don't play to time at my place. We should play to time, but we don't.
So long.
It was fun though.
It was fun. For you.
You had fun, don't lie.
Yeah, I had fun. Fine. Alright, well we're coming to the last 15 minutes of the stream, guys. How are we all feeling?
I've done so much hobby today.
Have you?
That's how I'm feeling. Yeah, I was painting for like a couple hours before this.
I've been absolutely slammed at work, and I haven't had a chance to do any hobby.
Like I said, I was lucky to have the day off, so I'm pretty happy with what I've done today with the Rangers.
I've got school holidays next week, so
That's
I'll
exciting.
be finishing this army off.
Imagine being
after all.
still in school. Gosh.
Yeah, but Year 12, man, stressful time.
Oh,
Here's where we're at. Not quite done.
for a bit of context, Tom's actually a teacher.
Somehow. But
Yeah.
it's alright.
Still-
I have faith. He's doing good work, I'm sure.
Alarm bells. In
Yeah,
all
just like
corners.
everyone, just like unenroll your children.
It's a problem, isn't it?
Because you just know today, children, we're going to learn about Wozers
Yeah.
and their culinary ability to make pies.
Oh no. Oh no.
No,
That's
it's just
just
what I bring in whenever we have a sustainability unit. We have a very special guest.
This
Gone,
is Gone
Gone.
Gone.
Did
I
you
can't
know
deal with it.
Ganburi Gan showed the Rohirric army a safe way?
Mhm.
And by that time, all the kids would be like, "Can we just go make TikTok
just-
videos?"
No wonder they eat glue in your class.
Eric, I did see a video though, and I feel like I've asked you this before, but I can't remember. And I was talking about like the paths of the Jordan and
Mm,
that time, and Garn said to Théoden that he would do it as long as they stopped hunting his people.
yes.
Did the Rohirrim actually hunt the Wozers at any point, or was it just
Um,
moving
well-
them out off the
Well, this
the
is where
plains?
you know, the complex nature of real society versus the fantasy world that is Tolkien. So you've got this rosy tinted outlook of the Rohirrim, the Rohirric people, hardy farmers and village people that, serve their lord when the time is right.
I have peasants and thatched
And
roofs in
peasants,
my head.
and you also had the moment where they, rode down from the north to save Gondor in their hour of need. But realistically, there are people that just kind of moved into the area in Rohan and said, like, look, guys, we the kings now, and everyone can just go somewhere else. So that included people like the Druiden people, the Wozers, as well as Dunlendings. And the Dunlendings was like, no, this is ridiculous. This is not fair.
What do you reckon about the canon that one of the ring wraiths is Helm Hammerhand because he killed his daughter because she fell in love with a Dunlending?
It's a controversial one, for sure. The timeline doesn't match. It's not the most controversial compared to the final reveal of one of the ring wraiths. I won't spoil that one. That one's a very key spoiler for the game. But look, the way they interpreted ring wraiths in that game is a very different interpretation. They're basically people that have fallen to darkness.
Cool cutscenes though.
And just refresh my memory on this one. In that game, that there are more ring wraiths than the 9? Or
No. So they get replaced.
Right.
Yeah. So good people with good intentions end up doing something or falling to temptation, and in doing so manages to defeat a ring wraith or cause a ring wraith to move on, and they inherit the position.
If
It's
one
kind of
were
a-
inclined to,
yeah.
where would you find information on the fall of Angmar and the initial defeat of the Witch King?
Was it information on it?
Yeah, where's the story?
That's a great question. Probably appendices, where the majority of that is going to sit. Yeah, it's a lot of information kind of spread out.
Yeah, because just one of my favourite scenes in The Hobbit was cut from the theatrical release, and was actually where the Rangers of the North throw the body of the Witch King into the sarcophagus and seal it up. I'm like, that's so cool. It's so hardcore.
Well, that entire war is very cool because it's a multi-generational conflict that was kind of planned by the Witch King. So the Witch King essentially takes up residence in the realm of Angmar, and kind of terrorizes Arnor for centuries, and kind of oversees the downfall by, initially splitting them up into the 3 different factions of Arnor, and then slowly taking them down one by one, or allying with them in the case of one of them. And then he was eventually done in by Gondor and elves. Basically, it took it took Glorfindel and Círdan to kind of bring him down.
Why would they
Bring
put
him
his
down
body
a peg.
in a can? Why not just like torch it?
Well, you're kind of talking about the movie though. So the movie implies that he's locked away in a can, but in the books he just disappears. He just runs away.
Do you reckon the Lich King is a typo for the Lich King?
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't put it past Blizzard to not do that.
That would be such a cool book, is actually to bring back a lot of the old Angmar bits and pieces.
The current set of books is basically a greatest hits of what the original source books were doing.
Oh, this one's a new one, right? The upcoming. One.
This one would be new. But I think everything else that we've had so far has been greatest hits. Quest for the Ringbearer is very much just the main rulebook, I would say, from like the previous editions, where you had the linked scenarios. Lich, an old trope. Ripert says, isn't Lich an old trope? I don't know. Let's Google it. Lich. You're correct. It's an archaic word, English word for corpse. So if it's the Lich King, it's the Corpse King. While the Witch King is implying that he's got some sorcery and all that sort of stuff, all the connotations that implies
magic.
Like, yeah,
a city of
Val.
light and magic. Imagine if Boromir had taken the ring.
Boromir had what? Sorry.
Taken the ring.
You'd have a very problematic situation.
Imagine how big his banner size would be then.
At least 9 inches.
Yeah.
9-inch range.
Girthy.
No, it'd be 12. Or maybe just like 12.5 just to beat Imrahil.
9-inch invisible bubble.
It would have been interesting, right? Do you think he would have become Sauron's greatest warrior? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of he'd probably devolve into some form of Mouth of Sauron type character.
Is his lineage Númenorian?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, it's most Gondorian men have Númenorian origins, but it's usually quite diluted. And this is one of the key points in the book, is that the Númenorian demeanor is more present in Faramir than Boromir.
Because he seeks wisdom.
Yes. He's the more learned one. And he hung out with Gandalf a lot when he was young.
Oh, neat.
Just rubs off.
Why didn't Gandalf teach him some fucking magic tricks?
Well, that's why
that's
Denethor heavily dislikes Gandalf. Is one of the reasons.
That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you've turned my son into a wuss. Reading all these books all day.
Yeah.
Should I just sorceress blasted him in the face?
Yeah,
Cherry tomato.
No, that's when Gandalf gave him the speed dial for Sauron. But you should call this guy sometime.
What, 1-800 Palantir?
Yeah. 1-800 Broken Mind special rule.
It would be interesting to see what happens if yeah. It's great seeing the temptation of a lot of characters.
Well, it's a key theme in the entire series.
It was like Galadriel. Even in the movie, she's like, "I've passed the test," when she refuses the ring.
What do you think would have happened if Lurtz had taken the ring?
Open
they-
a
The-
McDonald's.
yeah.
The size of his shield would just skyrocket.
Just throw shield. That would be a great, like, short commit. You see, like, Lurtz gets the ring and then just, like, yeets his shield and just starts, like, you know, the Oliphant gets killed by the Rangers of Ithilien. Like, just the shield just flies in out of screen, knocks over an Elephant, like, keeps going. Knocks Gimli off his horse at the
Helm Peak
ford.
just explodes. No,
Yeah,
it's,
crafting the memes.
I'm
in
just
our
imagining, like, you know, there's the old Nutrigrain ads where
Oh,
they have the
yeah.
yell at the end,
Yeah.
and just that yell as soon as he gets it. Yeah.
One interesting thing that a lot of people bring up is if Glorfindel was so strong and so powerful, why did he not join the Fellowship on the quest
That buzz in.
for the Ring Bearer? Or quest to destroy the ring?
Well, tell us the answers, Scott. Or Eric.
Wasn't he, because he was too big of a name, would have drawn too much attention?
Correct, Tom. Very good. He was
Gold
too
star.
much of a
Yes.
too much of a celebrity, so his movements were constantly tracked by the forces of evil. So if he kind of suddenly disappeared and, you know, traveling on the road, something would be very off.
Is he too hard to
It would-
disguise him?
Yeah. His presence, mere presence, would have alerted.
The wraiths or something.
Yeah.
You know, we all know the way they could have got around that problem. They could have just
Hardgar Barigon.
they could have just flown over them and avoided it
No.
all.
With the power of Wahir Express.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Guahia Prime.
isn't it weird though that they would watch Glorfindel closely but not watch Gandalf? Arguably one of the most powerful people in the world.
Yeah, great question. Great point. I don't know what the plan was in terms of Gandalf.
All right, let's. You want? I already have an extrapolated answer here. Do you want to hear it?
Okay,
Go ahead.
It's because he's not allowed to interfere in them.
If it involves a dwarf, I'm just quitting this.
No, Tom.
It's because he's not allowed to involve himself directly with the affairs of men, right? Like that's his direction. He's only allowed to use his powers to directly combat evil.
Yeah, but I thought your point was if Glorfindel was so powerful, then what's the point of why wouldn't Gandalf attract that same amount of attention?
Yeah, exactly. And is it is it because that they know he can't directly do things?
No, I think it might just be a situation where the enmity between elves and Sauron and the whole good versus evil is so sort of in Sauron's mind that he would be focusing on what Glorfindel does all the time, while Gandalf kind of has not really done anything in the grand scheme of things. Like up to the point of the quest for the Ring Bearer, he kind of just shows up one time at the Battle of Five Armies, and that's really all he's kind of done, right? You know, he didn't play a huge role in the banishing of the Necromancer the first time in the forming of the White Council. Like, he was part of it, but the main sort of players were, you know, Saruman and Galadriel and all that stuff. So he's just a wanderer.
Gandalf was just in the background setting off some fireworks.
Yeah, and Gandalf is always the wanderer, so that's another aspect is you can't really track him down anyway, even if you wanted to. While Glorfindel's kind of like the Chad, just hang out in his...
I see Balrog. I killed Balrog.
Yeah,
You
I
see
get
Glorfindel
resurrected.
rolling hard, so you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, Glorfindel wouldn't come out unless it's something really important. Yeah, and yeah, same reasoning for Elrond or any of the sort of major Noldor elves. Yeah, their presence would be weird. Or
What
missing.
about Aragorn? Did Sauron not care?
Didn't know where he was.
I don't know. I mean, it also brings to the point where Sauron didn't know that the ring would be carried like to Mordor to be destroyed. Like that wasn't something he thought about. He just kind of saw the ring is out there somewhere, so he's looking for it. And the forces of good are trying to do their last hurrah, and they're kind of like separate issues. I don't know. That's probably how I think about it anyway.
So it's exactly as the Hobbit says, the closer we are to danger, the further we are from harm.
Correct.
The wisdom of hobbits. Look,
Yeah,
we all know why hobbits are so wise, right?
yeah.
Because
It's
of
the
the
weed.
ham.
I was going to say the wisdom of a good pie. You know, like all the good stuff's on, not actually on the inside; it's on the bottom. It's in the pastry.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, we're coming to the last bit of our stream. Thank you guys for joining us. Some of you guys have been here from the beginning, so thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be looking to do a lot more videos in the future. And for those who don't know, we have already a bit of a backlog of some army reviews in the form of a podcast. So check that out on our channel. And if you haven't already, give us a subscribe, give us a like. It does really actually help with us kind of giving you more content. So yeah, thank you very much.
All my motivation is
tuning in.
fed on the number of views and likes I get. If I don't get enough, I might just not be able to live tomorrow.
Whoa, are you okay,
So,
man?
I was gonna say,
And
yeah. I'm kidding. But on the weekend, we should be getting up a video where we're going to talk about every single scenario for 1v1 competitive play. Or
yeah, so
general
you guys,
match play. That is what we're going to be doing for this week's podcast. So it'll be a fun one.
So for you guys that really like the match play aspect of MESBG, be sure to tune in for that.
Should be up on Sunday, 3 p.m. I think that's the time we've sort of set as our general upload time, assuming all goes well.
Just for those who are wondering where battle reports and those sorts of things are, we're all in Sydney, in Australia, and Sydney is in lockdown until we suspect the 17th of October. So we're all at home.
Mid-October-ish. Let's go with that. Mid to late October.
We're all at home, just chilling out. So we do have a couple of campaigns planned, but we just kind of have to see what the government says, really. We don't know if we'll be allowed out in October. It could be some time.
Hopefully we will be, but we'll see.
All right. Well, thanks everyone.
Thank you for coming on.
We'll close the curtain on this stream, and hopefully we'll do more streams in the future. And if you guys have any topics and stuff you'd like us to chat about, please let us know. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.